What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Tommy Ross with Tommy Ross Music. I am back. I know it's been quite a while. So if you're familiar with what I do here, hopefully you've been marinating on the subjects that I've put out in the last 6 months. Other than that, to clear the air, I have been gigging a lot and teaching a lot. So yeah, it's been a little overwhelming, gigging 2 to 3 times a week, plus teaching 2 to 3 days a week. So yeah, I don't really have much time to think about anything else, but I've been wanting to get back to you guys, and I figured I would keep today's video or lesson short and sweet. Maybe just 3 licks that I think you should know to add to your understanding of maybe your minor pentatonics or your major pentatonics. So yeah, let's dive right into those. First, we have this classic, basically what I would call a hello, and I'm going to range these licks, I guess you'd say, from easy to, hard. So there it is, right? If we were in the key of G, that would have started off the slow blues, right? Okay, let's take a deep dive into the fretboard and see what we got going on there. Notice there's a little bit of magic here. I'm using some vibrato. And what we're doing here is, if you know your G minor pentatonic, or just any shape 1 minor pentatonic, you should know that you have a root, flat 7, 5th, 4th, flat 3rd, root, flat 7, 5th, 4th, flat 3rd, root. And what we can do to make it a major sounding pentatonic, so this is a great lesson in learning how to take your minor shapes and play them in a major way. You can throw in the major 3rd rather than the flat 3rd. So it kind of signifies we're in G major. Hit that 5th and go to that root. Now, forgot to mention, sorry, after the 5th, you hit that major 6th. So if you know what your minor pentatonic really is, it's a cornerstone or a 5-note of the 7-note version of the natural minor scale, which looks like this. So what they're doing is they're cutting the major 2nd and the flat 6th, and they cut it here and here, and so you get, and here you get forget the major 2nd there, and so you get these corner notes. You get this kind of 2-note per string shape. But throwing in that major 3rd and the major 6th rather than the flat 6 really just lets everyone know, hey, we're in a major key, right? So there you have it. All right, for our second lick, we're going to be at the top of shape 2 in the minor pentatonics. Of course, right now we're in the key of G. So we're going to be doing this little lick. It's short and sweet, but it really adds some emotion to your song, especially a blues. So let's take a deep dive and kind of dissect what we got. All right, so right here, hitting that root twice, going to the flat 3rd, and bending that that perfect 4th, what feels like a whole step. So this is a great lick to kind of practice your bend control. And if you want to ante this lick up, you can do a chromatic walk down with these bends. And if you want to ante that up, maybe instead of doing the chromatic walk down, you can catch that note in the air, I guess you would say, on the fall down, and still raise it up a little bit, so you still kind of heat it up. All right, so for the third lick, it's the most challenging one because, at least for this video, most challenging. One, because it's harder to locate in key signatures that you're not familiar with, because it's in shape 3 and it's 3 shapes away. But in the key of G, we have it right here, and here's what it sounds like. Okay. So we'll take a deep dive into this fretboard once again and dissect this one. Okay, so we're going to start right here on the 10th fret with our ring finger. Use that pinky, or you can even hit this note with the ring finger. You just have a little bit more room to bend. So here's what they both sound like. So they both have a little bit of a different voice. So it's up to you on which one you want to do there. But notice two things are kind of happening there. One, I'm stopping at the top of the bend. I'm not, which doesn't sound terrible, but for the sake of the lesson, let's stop at the top and double down on that root. All right, so that was it, your third and final lick. I've threw in a little bit of pizzazz at the end there and climbed back up to shape 1 in the second octave. But I'll give you one more bonus lick, and it's not really a lick, it's more of a turnaround. But we all understand the turnarounds, right? We know that turnarounds land on the 5th note to restart the 12-bar blues with the progression. But so for this turnaround, I want to show you kind of like a back door out to basically end the song. You've been playing the turnaround and letting your blues friends solo for 45 minutes at this point. Your strings are eating through your frets, your fingers are hurting, and you're ready to stop and let everyone know that it's over. So you've probably seen this before. Okay, so you're going to take that diminished triad shape and chromatically walk it down from that 7th fret, considering your middle finger's on the 7th fret. All I'm doing is hitting the G, high E, B, G, high E, B. Now, at the last note, I'm hitting the upper registry triad of a G here, so basically bringing it home, okay? But that's not the lick, and that's not what I want to kind of focus in on. The importance of that is to not walk back up to your 5th chord here. See that? So let's take a deep dive one last time, if you're still with me, and talk about this turnaround, or should I say back door. All right, so here we are. You got that diminished shape. We're going to chromatically walk it down. We've hit home, and typically we would 4, flat 5, 5, to build tension, right? To go back to the 1. Now this builds tension in a different way, but it kind of says, we're done. We're done. We're tired. sounds great. So what we have here is a half diminished 4 chord and a half diminished major third chord, okay? So you got to know where your 4 and your major third are in your, your understanding of your shape. Remember, we're taking a minor pentatonic shape for this and using all of the major intervals, right? So there it is. There's one of the major intervals. But we're going to place, rather than playing a major or a minor chord on the 3 and a major chord on the 4 like you would, or like you're supposed to, we're just going to play a half diminished 4 and a half diminished 3. And the way you do that is, if you're familiar with your major 7 chord shape, right, you're just going to scrunch that into 2 frets. Right here it is living in 3 frets. Scrunch it into 2, index and middle take 1 fret, and then ring and pinky take the other. Okay, you've got your root, flat 5, flat 7, and flat 3. So one more time. And I still went back. So there you go. Man, I love the way that sounds. Okay, so here we are. We've made it to the end of the video. If you could do me a favor before you go, slap that like, hit subscribe, ring the bell. It means a lot, always. And we'll see you next time.